Hi, welcome to Vapor Veda. Today, we are bringing you a quick overview of our latest blog post powered by Notebook LM.
All right, let's talk about it. Whether you're at DU, hustling in Pune, or grinding it out in Bangalore, you know the feeling all too well. Exam season. And look, the big question isn't if you're going to study, but how you can possibly ace those papers without completely burning out. So today, we're going to break down a smarter way to prepare. First things first, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you are so far from alone. Get this, over 70% of students, that's more than 2 out of every 3 people in your class, experience major anxiety during exams. So this isn't just a personal feeling, it's a massive shared reality across pretty much every campus. And I bet this quote from a student on Reddit hits close to home. It's that incredibly frustrating moment of blanking out. You know you've put in the hours, you know the material, but the second you're in that exam hall, poof, nothing. Your mind just goes completely empty. This is a huge, huge part of the problem, and today we're going to figure out exactly why it happens and, way more importantly, how to stop it. So, here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with the problem, the big picture, then we'll dive into the science behind it all. From there, we'll get into a super practical toolkit of study techniques and wellness habits, all to help you build your own path to excellence. All right, first up, the college stress epidemic. In these super high-stakes environments, at universities from VIT to JNU, the pressure is already dialed up to 11. But now you add in the constant digital distractions, the social pressures, you've got this perfect storm for stress. It's a hidden crisis that's silently chipping away at performance and well-being on a massive scale. So, what is actually happening inside your brain when you blink out? I promise you, it's not just in your head. It is a powerful biological response. So let's get into the science of it. Because honestly, understanding what's going on is the very first step to taking back control. Okay, meet the main culprit, cortisol. This is your body's #1 stress hormone. And it's an absolute lifesaver if you're, say, running from a tiger, but it is a total disaster when you're just trying to remember complex formulas for your economics final. Think about what this really means. High cortisol is basically a saboteur. It directly blocks your ability to retrieve memories. That is the blank out moment we were talking about. It messes with your sleep, which is when your brain is supposed to be consolidating all that information. Oh, and it creates that awful mental fog that makes it impossible to concentrate. It's literally working against everything you need to succeed. And this brings us to a huge insight. Acing your exams isn't just about cramming more information into your head. You can't just fight your own biology. You have to work with it. And that means building a holistic system, one that involves your mind, your body, and even your breath. It's all about an integrated approach to performing at your absolute best. And here's a pretty fascinating example of a holistic tool that's actually getting really popular on campuses, the traditional Thai herbal inhaler. Now, it's not magic, it's basically just botany. The menthol gives you this cooling jolt of alertness. The camphor helps clear out that mental fog. Eucalyptus reduces tension. And borneol can actually calm anxiety. It's a perfect example of how ancient wisdom is meeting the needs of a modern student. Okay, so let's build out the cognitive side of our toolkit. It is time to move past this old idea of just studying harder and instead focus on studying smarter. These next techniques are scientifically proven to be way, way more effective than just passively highlighting and rereading your notes over and over. Listen, if you remember only one thing about study technique from this whole thing, make it this. Passive reading, the highlighting and rereading we all do, it feels productive, but it's a trap. It creates this false sense of mastery with really low retention. The real game changer is active recall. This means closing the book and forcing your brain to pull the information out. That is the action that actually builds strong neural pathways for long-term memory. And active recall is really just a starting point. Here are a few more power tools for your arsenal. Try the Feynman technique. Basically, if you can't explain a concept simply, you don't really understand it yet. Use spaced repetition to hack your brain's natural forgetting curve. And please beat procrastination with the Pomodoro Technique. Just 25 minutes of focused work can break through any mental block. But of course, none of those amazing study techniques are going to work if the hardware, your brain and your body, isn't running properly. So this next section is all about fueling your system for peak mental performance. Let's cover the 3 absolute non-negotiables. First, sleep. I know, but it's not a luxury. It's mission critical for locking in your memories. You've got to aim for 7 to 9 hours. Second, nutrition. Simple things like soaked almonds, bananas, or even some paneer can make a real difference to your focus. And finally, exercise. You don't need a fancy gym membership. Just a 20-minute walk can seriously slash those cortisol levels we were just talking about. So what if you feel that panic rising right before an exam, or even during one? You need an emergency reset button. This is it. Box breathing. Let's just try it really quickly. Inhale for a count of 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4 again. Just repeat that a few times. It's a scientifically proven way to calm your entire nervous system down in under a minute. So how do we pull all of this together? Well, the goal here isn't to just give you a random list of hacks for your next exam. It's about helping you build a sustainable system for success, a personal strategy that's going to carry you through your entire academic career, and honestly, probably beyond. So here are the key takeaways. First, success is holistic. You've got to integrate your mind and body. Second, build sustainable habits. Don't just cram for a few nights. Third, lean on your community, whether that's your friends or online groups. And finally, continuously adapt. Figure out what works for you and then build on it. You now have the toolkit. You have the strategies. So I'll leave you with one final thought. Out of everything we've just covered, what is the one small change you're going to make this week to start building your own system? Let that be your first step. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Stuck in a mental fog? Comment FOCUS to get access and chat with our curated Notebook LM